Well, taking a quick stock of how global markets are looking early today morning. US markets have fallen yesterday, which is on Tuesday, as Powell, the Federal Reserve Chairman, spoke about speeding up the tapering process, even as the renewed fears on the new virus variant, which is Omicron, continue to linger within the economy as a whole in the world. The speed of the reduction of the bond buying program in the US is expected to be faster than was earlier projected, and Mr. Powell did speak about that in front of Congress. That has pretty much reversed Monday's rebound. Mind you, Friday markets were in the red, largely due to Omicron. Monday, there was a bit of a reversal in the mood, and now that has again reversed on Tuesday. So really volatile last few days for markets. Powell says that the economy is strong and inflation is high. He also tracks back on his inflation being transitory dialogue, and that means that he expects interest rates to start climbing up. The other factor causing a drop in markets is the Moderna CEO saying that vaccines may not be as effective on the new variant. Now, this has been a confusing week or so for investors, and that has led the Dow down almost 2% in trade on Tuesday. The S&P 500 was down over 1.5% in trade, and the Nasdaq pretty much erased all of the gains made on Monday and was down almost 2% on Tuesday as well. European markets also fell on the back of the hawkish stance taken by the Fed. The DAX was down over 1%, while the FTSE as well as the CAC were down around 0.75% or so, and the Stock 600 also down almost 1% in trade. When you look at how Asian markets were in trade yesterday, they were a mixed bunch, however pretty much in the negative overall. So Nikkei was down over 1.5%. The Hang Seng also was down almost or over 1.5%, and the Kospi was down almost 2.5% in trade. But overall, Asian markets have remained steady in early trade today. When you look at the Nikkei, it's pretty much flat as we speak. It's at around, it's in fact in the green. It's up around 0.4% in trade. The Shanghai is flat. The Hang Seng is up over 1.5%, and the ASX 200 is up around or is down around 1/3%, while the Kospi is up over 1.5% in trade. And the SGX Nifty futures were marginally in the green in early trade today. Oil, of course, has fallen on the back of the fresh fears from Omicron, and oil is just below that $67 a barrel mark. But Powell's hawkish stance has obviously impacted gold, and gold has slid back down to 1770s an ounce, US dollar 1770s an ounce. When you look at the dollar index, it continues to remain flat. The US 10-year treasury yields, which had gone below the 1.45% mark after the Moderna CEO coming out and saying that vaccines may not be as effective for the new variant, have now come back up. So they've risen up to around the 1.47s, but not completely recovered, not above that 1.5% mark. The 10-year yield currently is at around 1.49% in early trade today. And the Bitcoin, which had also fallen, is just above the $57,000 mark. That's a roundup of how global markets are looking on this Wednesday morning.